I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell this because honestly, look at that. It's gorgeous. Good morning, everybody. I am super excited about today's episode, and here is why. I am a full-time vintage reseller, and typically my episodes are very design-based. Even though I'm going out thrifting for things for my online vintage shop, I like to show them to you in more of a design setting, and I like to style up all of my finds. But I know that so many of you are also vintage resellers, so today's episode is going to be a little bit different than normal. We are going to hit as many thrift stores as we can in one day, and we are going to be tallying up how much money we are spending and what the retail value of each individual item is. And at the end of the day, we are going to see how much profit we can make with all of our finds from one day. I'm hoping to hit at least 6 to 10 shops today. The Pacific Northwest is an amazing place to find secondhand treasures. So we are going to hit the road and we are headed to Vancouver, Washington. This candle holder is a vintage Nasco Japan piece. It is all hand painted, and although it's a little bit dirty, I think it will clean up beautifully. It is $2.99 with a retail value of around $28. This is a crystal Swedish candle holder, and it's kind of cool because it has the 1984 Olympic symbol on it. It is only $5.99, and this is worth around $40. Okay, now this just looks like a turned piece of wood. It's a little bit rustic. It doesn't have a price tag on it. They ended up selling it for 99 cents. And although the value might not be incredibly high, I think it's a really fun piece and we're gonna get it today. I think if I stage it right, I could probably get around $18 for it. This is a very interesting teapot. It is $7.99, and although it is not my style, I know a lot of people collect pottery by this artist, Barb Hartel. I've seen her figural pieces sell for between $50 and $100. I think this is a really unique one, and since I know people do collect her work, I'm going to go ahead and value this at $75. These plates are Red Wing Greenwich stone from 1964, and it has this kind of greenish yellowish swirl color to it. And these typically sell for around $15 per plate on replacements.com. Since we are not selling them on replacements.com, but on my own independent website, I'm going to go ahead and value the smaller plates at $8 per plate and the full-size dinner plates at $10 per plate. There are 7 of the smaller plates and 8 of the larger plates. This is a nice little piece of vintage stoneware pottery. It is only $1.99, and this is something that I would typically list in my shop for around $18. A nice little vintage set of 4 brass goblets. These are adorable because they're extra tiny, so they are the perfect amount for just a little shot of alcohol. They are $1.99 each, and I would expect to get around $28 for the set of 4. This is such a fun mid-century costume necklace. It is $7.99, and even though it is a costume piece, it is not a designer piece. It has such a fun, dramatic, classic mid-century design to it. I should expect to be able to get about $75 for this necklace. This piece of pottery is a little bit tempting, but for $6.99, I think we're going to pass on this. We've got a long day of shopping ahead of us, so I'm going to try to be somewhat picky. This is a fun little vintage bell. It is a handmade pottery piece. It is only $3.99, and this is just not something that you come across every day. I would place the retail value at a piece like this around $36. Handmade studio pottery always does incredibly well in my shop. This is a beautiful neutral colored pitcher, probably made in the 70s. It is artist signed on the bottom. It is $6.99. This is a pitcher I would expect to get around $48 for. Don't forget to check and make sure there are not any cracks or chips. When you buy things from Goodwill, you never know, so you've really got to double check. This is a fantastic mid-century Italian leather-wrapped decanter, and these sell online for somewhere around $75. It looks like there are 2 of them here. At a $75 value each, $9.99 is not a bad price to pay. This pair is especially cool because they are mixed and matched and they've got roaring lions on them. Here are some more brass goblets. These are really heavy. In fact, these might actually be cast bronze. They are $6.99 each, which is a little bit on the steep side. That's $14 for the pair, but these are very high quality made pieces. So I'm thinking that I can probably get around $32 for this pair. And they're absolutely gorgeous. Sometimes I buy things just because I love them. I am freaking out in Goodwill right now. If only you could see my face. This is a piece by the artist Robert Sperry. I always dreamed I would find a piece of his pottery, and today is the day. This is an incredibly valuable piece of pottery. I know some of his pottery can go upwards of $1,000 online. I've got to do a little bit more research to find out the actual value of this piece, but it is in perfect condition, and this is by far my best find all month out thrifting. This Robert Sperry piece is really going to help my tally at the end of this video. We have arrived at thrift store number 3, and after that Robert Sperry find, I am jazzed up and I am excited about what we are going to find today. I'm feeling like good luck is on my side. Earlier this year, I found another vase by this Navajo artist, Denison Billy, and I believe that I sold that piece for around $85. It looks like they originally had it at $95 and they've got it marked down to $25. I know the other piece sold right away when I listed it in my shop, so I feel like I've got the right clientele to pay full retail for this. So we're going to go ahead and cross our fingers and purchase it for $25. This is a beautiful folk art hand-painted camel figurine, and they've got $14 on it. Animals always sell incredibly well in my shop, and this is going to be a fun one to decorate with too. So for $14, we're going to pick it up. I would value him at about $36. This is a beautiful abstract pale marble sculpture of a lady, and I absolutely love her. Now I'm going to be getting this piece today for $60, and I'm not going to be reselling it. She is just so fabulous, and she is going to go into my personal collection. If I was going to sell her, I would probably sell her for around $100, but she's staying in my stash, so we are not going to count this $60 today. I found 7 fantastic vintage sterling silver rings. I paid $130 for all 7 of these, and I've got the 7 of them valued at $525. This is a vintage mid-century era Inarco Japan pottery piece, and it's a great little planter with great color. It is only $2.99, and I would value this at about $35. This is one of my favorite crystal bowls. It is a German crystal bowl, and the pattern is called Dewdrops and Leaves. I have found a couple of these in the past, and I sold a pair of 2 of them for $85. And it looks like there is a matching one over here. This is why once you find something good on the shelf, you really give that shelf a double look to make sure you're not missing something else. This one is also $4.99, and I'm going to value the pair of them at about $85. The crystal is absolutely beautiful when the light hits it, and these are very collectible, so I am very confident that these will sell quickly. This is an Art Deco watering can. It's really interesting to see it in this finish because I actually have this exact same watering can in a beautiful copper. It is $14.99, and I put the value on this at about $65. Had this been the beautiful copper one like the one I have at home, I would put the value on it at about $100. This is a vintage Kaiser porcelain vase out of Germany. This one has a beautiful botanical design on it. It is only $9.99, and I would value this vase at about $125. Okay, this stop is one of my favorite Goodwills in Vancouver. I usually find some really good pottery here. Every Goodwill, it seems like there's something that you find there each time you go in. Like one store, maybe I find more brass items. Another store might be best for vintage clothing. But this one is always really good for pottery. So we're gonna head inside and see what we can find. And I don't know why, but I always get a cart. I think it's good luck. It seems like every time I walk into a store without a cart, I don't end up filling a cart. So I get a cart from the very get-go. I find that as my good luck charm. This is a 1970s artisan signed Native American vase. It is $6.99, and I would put the value of this piece at about $45. I keep finding 1980s mauve pieces of pottery lately, so I'm definitely grabbing this. It is only $2.99, not highly valuable. Not sure who the maker on this piece is, but I think this is something I can get around $20 for. This is a cut glass Mikasa candle holder. I have sold a set of these for $50 in the past. There is one of them for $2.99. If there had been a second one, I would be picking it up. But for just a single, I'm gonna pass on it today. This is a beautiful kind of rustic style terracotta pitcher. It's got the glazed finish on the inside, which is great because it can actually be used and is functional, but it would also make a beautiful flower vase. It is $6.99, and I'm possibly keeping this one for myself, but if I do resell it, I think that this is something that I could get about $45 for. This is a 6-piece set of studio pottery goblets by the artist Michelle Ann Riggert. Her pottery is very high quality and well known in Oregon. They are $4.99 each, and I'm going to value the set of 6 of these at $85. And if you are on the hunt for her pieces, here is the signature to look for. It is Michelle Ann Riggert, but she typically just signs her pieces Riggert. I am pretty confident that this is actually a Victorian piece. It is a beautiful gooseneck teapot. It is $9.99, and I know that I have seen these listed online for at least $75. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with that haul, especially those goblets. I love good handmade pottery, and when they are signed and designer, that's extra good. So now we're headed to the next Goodwill. I've got about 2% battery left on my phone, so here is a quick haul of everything that I got at this Goodwill location, and we will tally this up at the end of the video. I am fired up about this find. They had it listed for $99. I got it for $80 cash, and I don't know if they knew or they just didn't care. A lot of times pawn shops, they just look at sterling silver for the weight to be melted, and that's how they price things. But right here on the top little corner is the stamp. I saw it as soon as I turned it over, and this is a vintage designer Sanborn's Mexican sterling piece, and it is worth probably between $300 and $400. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell this because honestly, look at that. It's gorgeous. I love all sterling. Even though I always wear a lot of turquoise, I love things that are all sterling silver. So that was a really good find. We're going to hit another pawn shop behind me right now, and then we are headed to one more final Goodwill. Not bad. I got 2 rings, and this one right here with this beautiful malachite stone is a signed Richard Lang piece, and it's massive. Look at the size of this ring. It's amazing. They had $79 on it, and I got it for $60. And then this one right here has beautiful coral and turquoise stones in it. It's a Navajo signed piece, and I got this one for only $25. I am such a lover of all things plants, and I always make sure to have lots of really good pottery in my shop because I know that most of my shoppers love plants as much as I do. This is a 1970s handmade studio pottery piece. It is $7.99, and I would value this at about $48. This little fish wall plaque cracks me up. It is by the artist Victoria Littlejohn, and I have several pieces of her pottery that look nothing like this, but I really, really love them, and I know the value is there. This is $7.99, although some of her more unique and rare vases do sell online for around $50 to $100. I think that this fish piece is going to be valued at around $30. I'm picking it up because I'm a fan of Victoria Littlejohn's pottery, and I know that this piece is going to be perfect for the right buyer out there. This is a California pottery planter, and I actually collect these in the white version. This one is only $3.99. It's probably worth around $18 to $20. I'm going to pass on it today, though. If it was white, I would pick it up for myself, but I am filling up the car today, so I'm going to pass on this one. I am, however, going to get this adorable vintage Siamese planter. It does have a few chips on it, but it's so cute and it doesn't have any large cracks. It is only $2.99, so even with the chip, I feel like this is still going to be valued at least $20. This is a vintage West Germany sugar dish. Unfortunately, it is missing the lid. It is $3.99, and although it's not incredibly valuable, I do like to pick up these pieces because I know that there are collectors out there who are looking for that one piece in their collection that they're missing. If it had the lid, I would value it at about $20, but because it's missing the lid, we're gonna put a $15 value on it. It is hard to find a set of 8 in anything, and this is a fantastic set of brass goblets in the entire set of 8. They are $4.99 each. That does add up when you're buying an entire set of 8, but these are just too good to walk away from. I'm going to put the value of about $75 for the set of 8. Here's a fun vintage brass giraffe. This guy's actually pretty tall. I mean, he's well over a foot tall. It is $7.99, and I'm gonna say that this guy's worth around $40. I am not familiar with this piece of pottery, but I'm really loving the design on it. It almost has a little bit of a Scandinavian feel with the blue color tones, but it has these beautiful Egyptian-like palm leaves. It is $9.99. I don't see an artist signature on the bottom, and I'm not familiar with it, but value is not always only determined by if something is made by a designer. Sometimes it's simply about the beauty of it and the desirability. Although I possibly will be keeping this vase for my personal collection, this is a vase that I would value at least $80. Simply because it is beautiful, it is handmade, and I've never come across one before. If you have followed me for a while, you know exactly why I am picking up these Tiki Mugs. I am not going to be selling these, so we will not include them in our tally, but they are $3.99 each. These candle holders are only $4.99 each, so $10 for the pair. These would be perfect for my winter holiday sale, and I expect to be able to get about $35 for the pair. I wasn't just saying hi in the mirror, I'm actually going to be picking up this piece. It is a very old piece, you can tell by the backing on here, and it's kind of fun because it has all of the history. It is $14.99. The ship picture in the very top could easily be swapped out with a family portrait. It's a really beautiful carved wood piece, and I expect I could get around $50 for it. A cute little hand-painted studio pottery planter. This one's great because it has little drainage holes in the bottom. It is $2.99, and this is something I should be able to sell for around $18. Well, I lied that was the last Goodwill because that was actually pretty quick. I was in and out of that store. I got a diaper box full of vintage back here, and we have enough time to hit one last Goodwill today. This is a beautiful hand-painted vase for $3.99. This possibly could be a Mediterranean piece, although it does also remind me of some beautiful Middle Eastern pottery that I have seen before. I'm going to value this one at about $35. This is a fun vintage owl piece. It's $3.99. There are a couple things I believe that this could have been used for originally. Either an ashtray or possibly even a soap or sponge holder for by your kitchen sink. It would also be so cute with a little succulent or an air plant in it. So many uses. I would value this at about $45. This is not an incredibly valuable piece, but I do really like something about the design and the finish on it. It's $4.99, and I think this is something I can get around $20 for. One of the downsides of filming with your cell phone is that if you don't charge your battery completely, it's not going to last all day thrifting. I'm so sorry, but I will show you everything else I got at this Goodwill location. As soon as we get home, we will do an unboxing and I will tell you how much I spent and what the value is. Some of the best thrift stores there are little hole in the walls. They're not the Goodwills. They're not the Salvation Armies. They are the little individual owned thrift stores. Even if you've never been there before and you've never heard of it, it's always worth a stop because you never know what you're going to find. Like this beautiful needlework tapestry, it is only $2.99. It's a little bit worn and a little bit faded, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a really unique piece and a lot of time and effort went into making this beautiful tapestry. I'm going to value this piece at $60. I've always got to check the bottom of these planters just in case it is a gainy pot. I'm always on the hunt for mid-century gainy pots. I found several great pendants at the pawn shop, so I am in need of some sterling silver chains. They've got this thick sterling one for $20 and the thin sterling one for $10. If you want to get the most out of your pendant, it is always best to have it on a nice sterling silver chain. Beautiful sterling earrings for $12 and I've got them valued at $48. Flipping furniture is something that I don't do as much these days as I used to, but if I come across a cool piece of furniture for a great deal, it is so hard to pass up. Swivel chairs are all the rage, and although this one definitely needs a cleaning, it's in really good condition. None of the fabric is torn, and this vibrant purple color is so fantastic. We are bringing this home if it fits in the car. Wow, okay, that is a wrap. My car is filled up completely. The chair I just found at that little tiny thrift store is amazing. I am not sure yet whether it is an authentic mid-century modern swivel chair or if it is a newer one. The bottom of it looks like it very likely could be from the mid-century era. Either way, the quality of it was really good. I'm going to steam clean this baby up and see if I can sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm headed home because I am hot. It has been a long day and it has been a blast. I've got the whole car full and that is always my goal. So I will see you guys back at home and I'm going to pull all of this stuff out of the car and we're going to go over the final pricing of how much I spent today and how much profit I should make. I was not kidding. The entire back is full. We've got our purple chair right there. We've got our diaper box full of goodies over there. So I'm going to get these things unpacked and we are going to take a look at them. Here's the box of everything from the Goodwill that my camera battery died on me. I think you might have seen me put this one in the cart and I don't know if you saw anything else. I love anything marble or onyx. This is a beautiful honey onyx vase, solid, and it was $9.99. By the way, don't mind me. I'm pulling out all my stuff in my husband's workshop at the moment. You know, picker's life. Carved wood bird wall hanging. This was $2.99. Nice little piece of studio pottery for $1.99. I was very excited about these. I paid $12.99 for this. It's worth about $40 to $50, but I really love this pattern and color, and I think that this is a really fun set. I got a few more pieces in it that I'm about to pull out. Got the cream dish for $2.99. Sugar dish. Oh no, I broke it. Aww. You guys, I'm so sad right now. It didn't have the lid and I was already sad about that. Okay, minus $2.99 from my tally. Next time I do one of these all-day pick and trips, I'm gonna bring some bubble wrap or some paper with me. This Goodwill was out of paper, so I purchased extra bags. Our grocery bags are 5 cents a bag here. Hopefully nothing else is broken. 1970s handmade signed picture for $3.99. Whew, one piece for the pot, thank goodness. $12.99 for the pot. And then you did see this owl. I don't know if this was an ashtray. I was looking for somewhere for it to hang from because I know a lot of times they had like hanging ashtrays in the air in the 70s. The bottom of it does look a little bit older. I don't think it's a new production. And I think it'd be adorable with a little plant in there, or even by a door with keys. Okay, I forgot that this episode is not a design episode. It's supposed to be about money. So we paid $3.99 for it. And a minimal, beautiful speckled vase. It's got lots of room in there for a nice bouquet of flowers. And it was $3.99. And last but not least, I picked this little woven placemat up for 99 cents. This is actually for me to use for staging, so we will not include this in our overall tally. I cannot help myself. Listen. There's something in the base here, and it has the silicone glue and something that's holding it closed right there. And I am like a treasure hunter at my core. I can't not know what's in there. So we're gonna open this up. Oh, I'm like really excited. What if there's like something hidden? What if it's a time capsule?
This is like one of those like really annoying like Facebook videos that you see where it starts off where it's like, what is it? Let's unpack it. What's it gonna be?
Should we do like a
clickbaity
like, thumbnail?
Stalling, and you're like, just get to it. Please.
What is it?
And you're like, wait a minute, one more thing. Oh wait, no, is this it? And then it's like ad, and then.
Oh, I will promise I will not ad break right here. I won't do that to you guys.
It's like a 15-minute video just going around in a circle trying to cut all this stuff out.
Oh
and you
goodness.
keep wondering, are they ever going to actually get to it and open it up?
And the answer is right now. What? It's glue? That is so lame. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. Well, the car is cleaned, but now my house is a mess. This is the story of my life. When I left this morning, I had no idea what treasures were in store, and I cannot even believe that I found a Robert Sperry piece. And this is gonna be such a hard one to let go of. I have been looking for a piece by Robert Sperry for over 5 years, and I can't believe I just found this in a Goodwill for such a great deal. If you are new to my channel, I list all of my vintage the first Friday of every single month on my website, leftcoastrevivals.com, and most of these pieces will be coming to my next sale, which launches at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So if you see something you like here, it is most likely going to be up for grabs in that sale. And don't forget to subscribe on my website to my newsletter, because that way you will get an alert as soon as the items go live. Being a vintage reseller, my home often looks like this. When I get home from my thrifting trips, I typically pull everything out and try to get it washed if I can, because it just makes it so much easier when you're photographing items to already have them cleaned. And we are ready to get started on product photography. Finding the item is just one step in the process. Once you get it home, you get it cleaned up and the real work begins. All of these items have to get photographed, listed on my website, measured, weighed, and before you can start writing the descriptions, you've got to do your homework and research and make sure you are being as accurately as you possibly can be with any titles and descriptions. It has taken me almost a decade of being a full-time vintage reseller and working my butt off to build up my clientele so that I could sell my items for full online retail. About the first 5 years of selling vintage, I typically sold things at about 80% of the top online retail. In fact, a lot of other dealers purchased items from my stores and resold them in high-end LA boutiques. And I always took that as such a compliment that something I picked up on the side of the road at a garage sale for $1 ended up in Reese Witherspoon's favorite boutique in LA. And my reason for telling you this is that if you are a reseller or you're just starting out, don't be discouraged that you're not going to be able to sell pieces for the top online retail price right off the bat. It takes a lot of hard work, but you can get there. And just like with everything in life, you get what you put in and your hard work will pay off. You just got to be patient. The car is unloaded. I am exhausted. This was quite an amazing day. Today reminded me so much of my early pickin' days. Once I started filming for YouTube, I really had to slow down when I was out thrifting. You've got to have slow panning shots and you've got to take your time and really look at the item. Not only that, but I have to do it one-handed because I've got my camera in one hand and I'm using my other hand to film. So today, even though I was filming, I was going at a much faster pace because I really put the pressure on myself that I had to hit that many spots, and I really wanted to have a high tally for the end of the day for the total value. I kept a really good pace today, and it was kind of fun because back in the day before I was filming, for probably 5 or 6 years of picking, I was just going out and I was hitting as many thrift stores in a day as I could. Sometimes I could get to 10 to 12 thrift stores, just depending on which area I was picking. So it was a lot of fun. It made me kind of wish that I could just strap on a GoPro and just be like running through the aisles, finding all the treasures, filling the cart. But it was just a really good day. So thank you for joining me today. And I want to know what you think of the things that I found. Are there a lot of pieces that you would have picked up that you saw on the shelves that I left behind? Are there pieces that you absolutely would not have picked up? I'm very curious for all of you resellers out there to hear what you guys thought of my adventures today. Before I sign off, I've got to ask this one last question. Should I do a design episode with everything that I found today? Because I already know I'm going to. I can't help myself. It is not just about finding good deals and making profit. It is so much more than that. It is about finding treasures out in the wild that nobody wants. They're just discarded and donated away, and then putting them in a beautiful setting. So stay tuned for part 2 of this episode, which is going to be all decorating. I will see you guys in that episode soon.